Hello and welcome to another Wrong End of the Stick podcast with me, Zach Eaton. It is episode 48,
44.
44. Why did I say 48? I was thinking one to four and then both together 8. I don't know what my head was thinking. Episode 48, so we're getting close
44.
to the 44. 44.
Oh, it's a good start, isn't it?
This is a good start.
Yeah.
We are creeping ever so slowly to our 50th episode with the special Nemo cutscenes and frantic moments throughout our time doing it. What's the plan, Nemo? Because you know as well as I do, I don't have one.
Well, yeah, I don't have a huge amount of a plan either. I figure we'll just get it going. I've got Seemingly Stumped for you,
Nice.
which is good. I opened my notebook and realised that I'd written all this out on Friday when we were planning on recording. So I've got all the prep all done, and I had no idea about it, so that's good. So I've got one of those for you. We'll do a quick roundup of what's been happening in the world of cricket. I want to talk a little bit about a online game that I have rediscovered after about 15 years of not playing. So I've discovered it still exists. So I figure we can maybe get into a bit of that, give us our cricket fix before we can't get out playing. And yeah, just that's probably about it, really. Yeah.
Nice.
Any other things that spring to mind that we can talk about? Then we'll get going.
No, I think let's jump into it. Should we save the Seemingly Stumped?
We'll save the Seemingly Stumped. Yeah,
brilliant.
Definitely.
What we got globally then? What's going on in the world of?
So the world of cricket updates, there isn't any. Let's say we're done.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I made that joke last week, and I will continue to make that joke every week. Yeah, there isn't a whole lot going on. Obviously, there is literally no cricket being played anywhere with the whole Corona crisis stuff. But there is a couple of bits of stuff that had been talked about. So the England Test Series in West Indies is due to start on the 4th of June. Now, all of the ECB have said that there's no England cricket planned up until the beginning of June for now. I think they're basically trying to give themselves a bit of leeway to see what happens and see if they could get that going. But there's been two different things suggested of how they could potentially keep that series ongoing. So one of them is that they would play it behind closed doors and have like checkpoints to make sure all the players are being checked, and then presumably keep them in like a hotel nearby and not let them out to anybody. So they keep it effectively behind closed doors and just play it that way. Or apparently the West Indies have suggested that they could host the series instead. I'm unsure how that works. I don't know if the West Indies are particularly less affected than England are in terms of the corona crisis and all the rest of it, but they have said that they'd be more than willing to host it if that would help get the series ongoing. Obviously, everybody wants the series to go on. There's a lot of money and things involved particularly for things like the West Indies and stuff. So I don't quite know what will happen with that, but at the moment they're trying desperately to get it on in any way possible, but I'm not convinced it'll happen myself. But what would you prefer? Would you prefer in the West Indies with crowds there, or, well, I'm presuming that's what they'd want, or behind closed doors in England?
I think safety first, then teamwork, really. And I think, although we know at the moment the virus is targeting those who are kind of vulnerable, and it's more serious for those. And might not affect athletes and professional sportsmen in the same way. It's a silent. It's a virus. At the end of the day, it's not something that you can kind of prepare for. People who don't even have symptoms might be kind of carrying it. Take that to a large crowd. You're putting, thousands of people at risk. You're putting athletes at risk, you're putting the sport at risk. And I think the measures that are being taken, I think obviously everyone involved knows that cricket's and all sport is going to be taking a hit. That is a sacrifice that needs to be made for, I think, the good of everybody's health and for everyone. So yeah, I mean, if it'd be great, and I would love to say, get them all over there if it works, and it's low risk, but at the same time, would I be, on a plane, going to an airport, going over to the Caribbean, if I had the chance, I'd have to seriously kind of consider it and consider who might be putting, me at risk, and as a result of that, who I'd put at risk, and the sport as a whole. So I think it's a sacrifice, isn't it, that I think we need to kind of take, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so. I did see in the news the other day, and this was not totally cricket related, but after our slight tongue-in-cheek suggestion last week that they should have Corona parties and get the whole team together to do that, and just so they can get it recovered. There was genuinely the boss of an F1 team was suggesting that they get all the drivers together and try and give them all coronavirus so they could recover and get F1 going. I was like, we were kidding, partly, but like, it wasn't a serious suggestion. But yeah, he apparently is genuinely thinking this is a good idea. So we'll see what happens.
Just imagine like Jenson Button or Lewis Hamilton coughing in the punch, and everyone like giving each other cuddles. It just sounds gross.
I'm sure worse things than that go on in F1 parties already. That's all I'm going to say. Oh dear. But the other bit of news that we did see is that Durham and Kent have both offered their grounds up to be used by the NHS if they need them as well, to be used as like temporary hospitals or whatever it is that they want them as well. So I thought that was a nice gesture on both their parts as well. So Durham offering up the Riverside and Kent as well. So I thought that was nice gestures on their part. I don't know if they're going to be used or not, but I thought that was a good.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah,
it's really good.
And that's literally it, because there's nothing else going on in the world of cricket at the moment.
Everything's on pause.
Very quiet. Everyone is quiet, and everyone is like, well, at home, allowed to go out once a day, and that's about it, isn't it? Really? So
yeah,
it's a weird one.
We're gonna have to start posting some. I might, when I take the dog out for my dedicated exercise, whatever you want to call it. I might take a ball out and just throw it, work on my form. It's really good because she always brings it back. So, for self-isolation...
Probably because it doesn't go that far, man.
Yeah, well, no, for anyone that's self-isolating and still wants to work on their bowling, for those of you that have got a dog, absolutely great, because obviously if you're working on your bowling game and you don't have a net, throwing it in the field or whatever, no one else is there, no one's going to throw it back to you. You have to run everywhere, and get yourself a dog. They'll go and fetch it, bring it back. You can do that for hours.
I
mean, there you go. That's my cricket corona tip for you.
I'm slightly cursed in the fact that I don't have a massively long garden that I could put up my own cricket net in and, get a bowling machine, because that would keep me busy for hours. I'd be done then, but I don't have a big enough garden, and I don't have the money to put up a net or buy a bowling machine. But apart from that, it was a solid plan. Yeah.
Just do what Sir Bradley did and just he took like a wicket, like a stump, and would just be hitting a golf ball off a wall for hours. That's how he was kind of practiced.
Don Bradman, you mean?
Don Bradman. What did I say? Bradley.
You said Bradley. I thought you were talking
about Bradley
Williams for a minute. I was like, what the hell is Bradley?
No. Sorry. So Don Bradman, when he was did that documentary, that archived one on the BBC. If you haven't seen it, for anyone listening, I'd definitely recommend it. But he used to say how he just used to get like a stump and like hit a ball off of a wall, like relatively close to him, just to kind of improve his reaction. So, I mean, you'll be kind of set, wouldn't you? Be able to hit anything.
You would, yeah, it's true. Well, it worked for him with the average of like 99 or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's it.
But sounds good. So there you are. Get a ball, get a cricket ball, and out into the back garden, off a wall, drive the rest of your household crazy.
And your neighbours.
And your neighbours and everybody else. Everyone else will hate you, but it's fine. You'll get really good at cricket in this summer off. Oh, dear. So, yes, I want to talk about this online cricket game.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't think it's your style of game generally. I think we're quite different in the kind of games that we enjoy. But I was an old school sort of, because I'm a bit of a football fan as well, I was quite a championship manager kind of a player. So you run your own team and all the rest of it and set that up. There's there's an online version where you play against teams across the world, but it's cricket. So it's called Battrick.
Battrick.
Yeah. So you need to get yourself signed up and get yourself a team. I'm trying to figure out currently, and I've emailed them because I've signed myself up. I've got a team back again because I used to play this literally when I was in college and uni, like 15, 20 years ago. It's ridiculous how how long ago I played this. I couldn't believe it's still going. But I saw somebody post something about it. I was like, oh, I'm so going to sign up for this. So I've got myself a team on there. So we need to get you signed up. You can get a team going, and I'm trying to figure out how we can get ourselves in the same league, and then we can play off against each other and see how we get going. But yeah, so you basically you have to hire coaches and stuff and train your players, and you can get youth players, and you can like expand your ground as your team gets better and stuff, and you can do all these kind of things, and you have like a squad of players, and you pick the team, and then you can like watch a little, like the over by over, you get like reports on the BBC and stuff. They do one of those, but for your game, so telling you how your players are doing and stuff, and then you can.
Did you say it was Battrick or Battricks?
Yeah, Battrick, BATTRICK.org.
Okay. For anyone trying to get this on their phone.
Oh God, have you found something really dodgy?
Yeah, well, I've got Baseball Boy, Flick Home Run, and then Sex Tips, Tricks and Games. So if you are...
it's not an app, it's just a website, I think. I don't think there's
an app. Website?
Yeah, I don't think there's an app. I'm still in the days of websites, I'm not... I haven't gone as far as getting apps yet, I'm that generation. So
I think I found it.
What is as an app?
Yeah, biggest and best. No, as a website.
Yeah, battrick.org, that's it.
All right, cool. Oh, I'm gonna have to do that on the laptop then.
Yeah,
I got it. But, sweet.
There's no app for it. So sorry, I was just checking that. But so get yourself signed up. I'll tell you where my league is, and we can try and get you into the same league as me, so we can play off against each other and see where we get to.
And do we pick the teams that we pick? Are they international, or do we have to pick from a set pool of players?
You get given a squad of players that are all like made up players.
Okay.
And then you can you can either buy players or you can like train youth players and stuff. So you can sort of.
Oh, so it's quite interesting.
It's quite in depth, and it runs over. So you get one game every couple of days. Then you have to set your team for them, and you have to tell the batsman how aggressively to bat and stuff. So I've no doubt you're going to go super aggressive on everything. But
100%.
But yeah, so I don't know. I figure it's a way of just getting a little bit of a cricket fix while we can't do anything else.
Nice. So, good suggestion.
Yeah, I figure so. So we'll stick a link to it in the sort of notes for the show. So if anybody else joins, give us a shout. Drop us a line on Twitter. We are at Wrong End Podcast, and let us know what your team's called, and we'll give you a bit of a shout out, and we'll track how your team does versus our teams. So we'll see how we get going across this summer of no cricket. So yeah. And one other thing I did want to say is that I have seen that have you seen on Easter Sunday, Sky are going to show the whole of the Cricket World Cup final in full.
No way.
Yeah, completely in full. So that'll be really good.
That'd be awesome. We can relive that.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what Sky Sports channels and stuff, or if they're going to show it anywhere else. They should do a simulcast again with Channel 4 and put it on Channel 4 as well. I don't know if they're going to do any of that, but that would be good to see. But yeah, so that's going to be some way of getting your cricket fix as well.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. So there's a few things that you can.
A few things to do. Just keep yourselves out of mischief, keep yourselves going, and keep yourselves, with your little cricket fix. Well, exactly, yeah, as much as possible, I'm not sure we succeed on that on a daily basis, let alone anything else, but,
Oh, dear.
Right. You want your Seemingly Stumped?
I do want my Seemingly Stumped, 100%.
Good
I'm ready.
Good. I'm once again going to try and get the soundboard up, which I failed to miserably last time, but we'll see how it goes this time. So, right, you're Seemingly Stumped. You're going to know what it is.
Okay.
I really hope you know what it is. If not, I think we're in trouble as a podcast, to be honest with you. We're often in trouble as a podcast anyway. But,
no pressure
then. So your Seemingly Stumped this week is bail. What is a bail?
Oh, a bail. So a bail is so the little sticks in the ground are called stumps, and
That's right. I thought you were going to get that wrong for a minute.
no. The little sticks in the ground are called stumps, and what you put at the top of your three stumps, in between each of them that rest on each of those stumps, are bales, and the bales, and the bales. What if the bales are knocked off when a ball is delivered? Then that indicates that batsman is out, or if a batsman accidentally knocks it over. There you go.
Spot on. There you go. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much it. So yes, so they are a cylindrical piece of wood that sits on top of your stumps, and that is to be clean bowled. They are the ones that have to be knocked off. And there's an interesting video I'm going to try and find on Twitter, and then we'll stick it on the notes as well, and on our Twitter account, where there was a ball that came. I can't remember which of the two teams that were playing, but the ball grazed the stump, and the bail jumped up, so it was off, but then landed on top of. So basically, it was like that, and then it jumped up, and then sat right on top, balancing on one stump, and technically that's not out.
They have to be removed.
So it has to be like actually knocked off. Yeah, so it actually has to be knocked off. So it can't just like shift a little bit. But yeah, that was an insane ball. I mean, how lucky do you have to be to stay in on that basis? But there's
been times where it's brushed it as well, hasn't there? There's been a few times where they've been sticky bales, sticky stumps.
Yeah, I think we've even had them where it's touched the stumps, but not removed the bales, and that's it. So, that's it. So anyway, I've got a bit of a history for it of you. So it comes from, bale, it's an old French word, and it used to describe a movable part of a gate that was used at the entrance of a sheep pen. So it was basically like the locking part of a fence that was the beginning of a sheep pen. And that gate of the sheep pen used to be what they started playing cricket with. So back in the olden days of like the early 16th century, that's what they used to be bowling at. So that is why that's called a bail, because effectively that's what they were used to be aiming for. So yeah, it was used as a target for bowling back in the day.
There you go.
That is why. Yeah. So that's your Seemingly Stumped this week. I thought was an interesting bit of history to it anyway.
I was going to try and get a how's that in there, and I wanted to know why.
You mean a why is that? Yeah.
A why is that? Sorry, yeah. And I wanted to know why people do this when there's a 4 being scored. Why is that?
It's a good question. Why is that? You're for a 4. Yeah, that's a good question.
I was Googling it.
I realise for anybody listening to us, they've no idea what we're doing because we are not describing our actions at all. So just because we can see each other, nobody else can. So yeah, so we're doing like the action.
A really bad silent disco.
So sweeping your arm back and forth while waving your hand a bit about. So yeah, that's a signal for a 4. You can Google it; it's fine. And, why did that come to be? I don't know. I genuinely don't know the question.
I tried to Google it, but again, lots of stuff that was not relevant.
I think it's a project for you is figuring out why the umpires make the signals that they do, because there's a lot of weird ones. Like why are you sticking 2 fingers up in the air is 6? I don't know. I genuinely don't know the answer to it.
That is another good question, actually.
Yeah. So there you go. That's a mission for you. You can find out for next week. Is why are the signals all like that? I mean, things like a leg by, where they literally just touch their leg. That's kind of an obvious one. But there's some just really weird ones. So. Yeah.
The reverse decision and the no ball. Like I would have thought that was a no ball because it's like a cross.
Yeah, true.
Like, so no, not allowed. But whereas that is just like,
a no ball, again, for anybody watching, is literally just, arm out to your side.
It's a bit weird. But, okay, I'll do some research. We're going to look into the umpires so people who are watching cricket might have a better understanding of what's going on. Because I've got to admit, when I first started watching cricket, and a Scooby, what any of it kind of meant, I didn't know if it was good or bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Interesting stuff.
We still need to do our Cricket 101 episode that we've been promising for like a year now that we've not done yet, but we'll do that at some point. Maybe we've got a bit more time on our hands. We can do a bit of research into what's happening and what we can be doing and stuff.
What was the the aim of the Cricket 101, should we give a little bit of background to it, is to
Yes. So our Cricket 101 episode is going to be the most sort of basic. It's trying to explain all the basics things about cricket that you would never understand. So we're trying to reach out to anyone that if you love cricket and you want to try and reach out and explain to somebody why cricket is amazing, we're going to try and do that in that one episode. So they'll have a basic understanding of everything that's happening. So when you take them along to watch a cricket match next summer, then they're going to know what's going on. So, yeah, or if you are like the partner of somebody who loves cricket and you want to try and start impressing them with some of your knowledge, this is the place to start. So that's what we're.
that's quite a big say there. Let's just apply some context there. If you are, if you do have a partner who plays cricket,
Yeah.
like well, and you want to get involved, maybe supplement your own research with this podcast. Do not rely completely on what me and Jonathan have said.
No, I think rely entirely on what we're saying. You'll be absolutely fine. You don't need anything else. Don't go anywhere else. Just stay tuned and we will have you sorted. There's no need to go anywhere else. We're fine.
They would just end up trying to open a conversation with, oh, that Joe Denley. What
yeah, basically, I think if you're talking to anybody about cricket that knows what they're talking about cricket, just start slagging off Joe Denley, you'll be fine. I don't see why anybody would have any sort of issue with that at all. So, I don't see what the problem is.
Next time you're on a hot date and they know that you play cricket, you can just turn around and you can say, you know why they're called bails on the top of the stumps?
Yeah, exactly. I bet a lot of people don't know that. So
used to be the bit on a sheepscape.
Yeah. I genuinely don't understand why we don't have more listeners. I mean, I don't get it. I mean,
even do I.
What else could people want when you're locked inside? You have nothing else to do. What else could you want than hearing facts like that? I mean. You just don't get that anywhere else, do you?
You don't.
We're
don't
offering,
get all the nitty-gritty bits. Yeah.
Yeah, people, give, long, articulate explanations of the state of current cricket now. You don't want that. You want to come here for interesting facts about sheep pens.
Yep.
That's it.
100%. Yeah. You want to know why people are doing what they're doing and doing weird, shiny things and throwing the balls in weird ways. That's what we're here for. We're all for the silly things of cricket, because it is quite a silly game, and that's why we love it.
It's an entirely ridiculous game. Yeah, it really is. So, yeah. Dear. Is that us for today? Probably. It's probably quite a short episode, but given there's no cricket going on, that seems reasonably fair.
I think what we should do as well for next week is maybe speak in the meantime to Callum? I can't remember his name.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The guy who's doing our six-a-side cricket.
Oh, Brandon,
yeah. And we should see if there's some kind of virtual thing we can do alongside with the Battrick thing, and update them on if there are any creative solutions to playing cricket.
Do you know what we should do for next week? Yeah. And we're going to both go away and do this, and then we're going to come back and talk about it next week, because this will be a good topic and we can get into this. We're going to both go and find our favourite cricket games online.
Okay.
And we're going to have a whole section about cricket games. So we can talk about a bit about Cricket 19, but we can talk about some online games. I know of a couple that I can talk about straight away. So yeah, we're going to, in fact, it doesn't have to be even online. It can be How's That, which is the game I bought you for Christmas.
Yeah.
We could talk about all different cricket games. That sounds like a good episode.
That actually sounds like a wicked idea.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm going to start doing some kind of
I'm going to write that down so I don't forget, because I have a tendency to forget things. So I've written that down. We're going to do that next week. And I've already got my Seemingly Stumped for you next week. So this is, in fact, to be honest, we could do double episode. We could do another episode later on this week.
100%. I'm on another Seemingly. Do you think you're going to get me with this Seemingly Stumped?
This one you're not going to get. I am. I mean, I've still got my research to do with the history of why it's called that and stuff like that. So I've still got some more research to do. But I mean, I'll pay you good money if you do get it. I mean, I won't, but I can't even see you. But
I kind of want. You technically do, anyway. I want to know it now.
I know you do. It's a good tease for next week. I know we're supposed to do that to the listeners so they come back, but no, I need to do it to you because you come back next week, so I'm not just sat talking to myself, because otherwise I don't know what could go on, you know. I could genuinely, years to come, I'm just going to be sat rocking myself back and forth talking nonsense about cricket. That's all that's going to happen. So. Dear. Right, shall we wrap up for this week then?
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Well, thank you for listening. If you're still there, anybody, thanks for sticking with us.
Made it this far.
If you would like to get in touch with us, we are more often than not at the moment on Twitter because we haven't got anything better to do. So we're on Twitter at Wrong End Podcast. We're on Instagram at Wrong End Podcast, or you can email us at wrongendofthestick@hotmail.com, and we will reply instantly because why not? Why wouldn't we?
Nothing else going on.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing is, you did say you were going to download Cricket 19 when Payday came. Well, Payday has come, and you need to get yourself on that. So
yes.
Let me know when you've got it downloaded, and we'll get some form of game going online. And if we can figure out how to share screens and record stuff, and I don't know how it works, but we'll figure it out.
We'll be able to do something. We'll put a poll up. Who's going to win? Who's going to win a one-day match between me and Jonathan on Cricket 19? And I'll do some research beforehand on how to get really good at it.
That seems like cheating, but okay.
Well, you can do the same. I'm just going to be looking at YouTube.
I know, but I probably won't. Not going to lie, probably won't. Dear. Right, well, thank you for listening, everybody, and we will see you next time.
Cheers, everyone. Take care. Stay safe.
Bye.